Alright guys, this is going to be a video about the correct form for you versus textbook proper form, and I want to get this video across to you as quick as possible with as much information as possible so you can choose your choices in the gym. So what I want to basically do first of all is explain what each means. So textbook proper form is basically how you're supposed to do it by the book, how people have said and written down what is the perfect way to do certain exercises, such as the bench press, that you're supposed to retract the scapula, make a slight arch in the back, plant your feet on the ground and press from the nipples, the line of your nipples, press up and bring the bar slightly upward. Okay? And that there is one of the forms for doing the bench press, which I agree with and what I use. However, not every single form is going to work for every single person, and that goes for the same as exercise as it does for form. So basically what I want to say is, boom, for example, on the squats, some people say to go ass to the grass. I still do that to this day, but it's more of an ego thing rather than what it does for my muscles and strength. So basically, by going ass to the grass, the reason I do this, whenever I was growing up, everyone said, oh, ass to the grass, that's the way to do it. If you're not going ass to the grass, you're not training hard. However, whenever I do go ass to the grass on the squats, all the tension goes on my hamstrings and my ass, which is not where I want it to go. I want it to remain on the quads. And whenever I go to 90 degrees, basically parallel to the floor, I get the best contraction in my quads. So I think it's better for me to go parallel. However, some people might say if they don't go past parallel, then they don't even get a good stretch or a good pump or really get great gains in their quads. Now, I want you to remember, I'm not a powerlifter, I'm a bodybuilder. So if you're a powerlifter, obviously you have to meet certain requirements for the squats, deadlifts, bench press, however. But I'm not giving you advice on that, I'm giving you advice on bodybuilding. Another thing is my curl form gets hated on a lot. Basically what I'll do is, whenever I lift heavy weights, a lot of the time I'll use cheat curls, force reps and half reps. And basically the reason that I do that is because my intention, in my head I know this, I want to overload the bicep as much as possible, meaning that I want to lift as much weight as possible and get as good a quality reps as possible. So by doing half reps or cheat curls, which Arnold Schwarzenegger did, by the way, is basically what I want to do is I want to lift that weight as much as I can, as best as I can, focusing as much as possible on that bicep, keeping every part of my body healthy, and get a great contraction and as best as possible negative on the negative part of that movement. A lot of people hate on that and believe you have to do the textbook form of elbows planted in front of the hips and curl like so, boom, boom. However, whenever I go like that and train like a fucking beast, people hate on it. But that form is what works for me. I make good gains in the arms. My arms is a lagging body part. It was significantly a lagging body part whenever I first started lifting weights. Now I've started to make them catch up by using this method. It's what I need to do for my muscles to get them to grow. So what I want to say to you is, as the person watching this video, if you're deciding what your workouts are like based on what other people say that you should be doing them like, then you might not be getting your most optimal results. People are thinking I'm crazy around me right now.